Hello everyone. Hello Anna. We welcome back our distinguished alumni Sarankumar, a standout in mechanical engineering and now excels at Think Metal as a material engineer and has contributed significantly in research intern at IIT Kanpur. Saran and his team has achieved the second prize in Center for Additive Manufacturing at Imtex Forming 2024, showcasing their expertise and innovative spirit. So please join me in welcoming Saran Kumar to our series of alumni interaction. And this is me, Magati Narayanan from Impact. So hello Anna, how are you?
Hey Magati, I'm fine. How about you? How are you?
Yeah, no, I'm really, it's great here. So, welcome to the session. As we know that you're really passionate about publishing research papers and you worked as a research intern at IIT Kanpur as well. So, additionally, you are integral part of the additive manufacturing from our college.
Yeah.
So, among all these experiences, which one was your most favorite thing to do and was most interesting work to do with?
Yeah, Magati. First of all, thank you so much for the warm welcome. So it's a great pleasure to be here and I have the opportunity to connect with everyone. I'm really happy to do it actually. So right now in this session, I'm really excited to share my journey and experience with all of you guys. So I was an undergraduate researcher at the Center for Art Manufacturing for past 4 years, I think. So yeah, in this April only I got relieved from that position. And then I went to my internship in IIT Kanpur where I approached the professors and applied to him. I sent him my portfolio and my resume, everything to him. Then through some, he did some background check it seems. So after that, he actually selected me for the internship opportunity over there. So I went there, I did my research works, everything. I was guided by a really good professor over there. And again, I came back here and I actually joined Think Metal. It's a really fast developing startup which is in Chennai actually. It's a techno based startup. So right now I'm working there as a materials engineer. So if you ask me like which one is my favorite thing? It means like I actually loved all three. So
Okay.
before that, I would actually love to say you that like how I actually achieved the opportunity for me in this particular IIT Kanpur trip. So
Okay.
because that was my favorite thing till now. So I was in college. I was in college, like I was doing my research things and everything, but still I didn't have the opportunity to be stay like a student over there. So I was always there in
Okay.
the research lab. I was like doing my work stuff, research, but it was very I was having more fun by talking with the professionals coming over to our lab or college. So those kind of things were fun. But in IIT Kanpur, I actually stayed as a hosteler over there. So I had an
Okay.
opportunity to talk with people from different domains from that hall, from the hostel where I
Okay.
was staying. So we were staying till 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. awake, and we were talking about the research stuff, and we were talking what we are going to do in the future. They were also sharing their experience in the IIT Kanpur, like how it was and how it was going for them. And most of them were stressed because of their projects were at deadline. So all those stuffs were like fun and things. So look, how did I achieve this opportunity is that, so first of all, like we have to identify our interest and goals. So the passion for additive manufacturing, which I had, actually started before coming into the college. So it was in
Okay.
2020, I think. So it's was a COVID batch. So it was
Okay.
in online, right? The first year. So the first year,
Yeah.
actually, what I was thinking is that I want to do something useful because we know in online classes that sometimes we listen, sometimes we won't listen. Like all the times we won't be listening properly, right? So I thought that okay, why can't we use this one in something different this time? So time is
Mm.
precious. I didn't know time is precious until I complete my college. Once I complete my college, I come to know time is really precious. So once I started in the college, like I started to search for courses. So I'm from a
Okay.
mechanical background, right? So most
Yeah.
over, if I do a practical oriented thing, then only it will be a valuable asset for my resume or my portfolio, right? So I was
Yeah.
searching for something in the online which is actually good for mechanical oriented thing. So I come to know about additive manufacturing, which is really developing a lot, which is actually replacing the subtractive manufacturing in the upcoming future. So I thought it would be a better and a good thing to pursue in the upcoming research or stuff like that. So I actually took a course in University of Illinois Champaign. It's actually in Illinois. So it's a university with the QS ranking of 62 or 63, I guess, in the 2020. So I actually
Okay.
saw that university. They were giving a course in additive manufacturing, actually, basics of 3D printing. So
Okay.
additive manufacturing is nothing but 3D printing. So they were giving a course in 3D printing. So I actually registered for it. I actually applied a financial aid for that one because I want to do it in the free of cost. Actually, it was like $50 or $60. I thought it's like more for an online class. If it's like offline, I thought that it will be good. But I actually applied for the financial aid and I got the financial aid. So I was like, okay, I got a financial aid. I actually tried to cancel the $60 where I can use it in something useful, right? When I go to college or when I do something practical, I can use that particular money for that kind of stuff. So when I went to this course, it was really good. Actually, the professors from abroad, they were like so intense into the topic and they were like very simple and basic when it comes to the words and when they come to teach us. So I really enjoyed that 1 week. So after that 1 week, we were having an assignment, a weekly assignment. So that is where actually I thought how much lagging I was in my life when it comes to engineering. So when that assignment, they actually asked me to they asked me like, if you are going to 3D print an object, your first 3D printed object, what will it be? And I was like, okay, so I actually brought a gear wrap. So wires are being not organized properly, right? So we will be having USB cable, we'll be having a charging cable, laptop charger, everything, right? So organize them in a proper box. I want to 3D print a box. So this is what my stuff was. So I went to T Nagar even in the COVID because I wasn't having any facility here for 3D printing. So I went there, I found a 3D printer, I gave him money in a hourly basis, and I printed an object. I brought it here to my house and I showed him in the Google Meet where we were having the assignment and everything. So I was roll number 86, I guess. So the 87th roll number from Hong Kong. So actually, he turned on this video when his opportunity came. So he was just a small guy. He was just pushing a kind of desk, and he was standing above that desk. And I was like, "Hi, my name is this. I'm from Hong Kong. I'm in my seventh grade." Just think, I am from an undergraduate college. I'm from engineering background, actually attending a course where a guy from the seventh grade in Hong Kong attending the same course. And I was like, I thought how much lag I was. And even more, the surprising thing was that after explaining his part, he just moved to the side and he showed his own 3D printer. He said that my first 3D printed object was an Iron Man. So he was showing his Iron Man toy. So I was like, okay, choosing my career as one particular thing, he's just playing it as fun in his school days. So I thought that how much lag I was. So that was a thing which actually gave me a sense like how far lag you are and you have to develop yourself even more. So that was a kind of experience which I faced coming into college. So I thought that okay, why can't I like use the opportunity even more? Like the opportunities are a lot are there in the college also. Because our college is not only like focusing on the academics, they were giving the opportunity for students apart from the academics, like you can go for research, you can go for projects, or else you can go for competing the SAE, like international competition, national level competitions, right? So I actually joined in every CEO. I actually joined in every center of excellence, and I thought that which would be better for me because at that time I was like keeping my mouth and everything, like which would perfect for me because I don't know because I was in lockdown, I was not there practically. I don't know which particular lab is working properly, right? So I went into an online session and I got into like 4 to 5 labs at that time. So in that one, I come to know that like Center for Auto Manufacturing was doing rapidly because they were having like more webinars in the COVID lockdown and they were publishing more research articles. So I was looking at the profile of the professor who's leading Center for Auto Manufacturing, like his Google Scholar, his ResearchGate profile. So while coming to see that, he was publishing like really good articles from ACI journals and many good articles. So I thought that okay, going to that particular field would be better for me. And IT manufacturing is also familiar for me because I was into this particular courses, right? So I thought that okay, entering Center for IT manufacturing would be a better idea because while entering the college, my first plan was that after completing my UG, I have to do PG. So I have to go for higher studies. That too, my ambition was to do in the aerospace engineering. So at that time, I have a small crooked sense that aerospace engineering was not up to the mark in India. So I thought that why don't I pursue a core domain, which is mechanical engineering in my undergraduate, and do a specialization as aerospace in the post graduation. So this was my thought over there. Either. So I was like, okay, let's choose aerospace engineering in the future. And right now, let's study mechanical engineering. So I came to CIT. I entered into Center for IT Manufacturing. So all these actually started in the lockdown period itself. In my lockdown period itself, at the end of the first year itself, I started to write a book chapter. So book chapter is like every scientist, every researcher, and every professor from the college write a book on a particular specific topic. So that book contains like more than 50 to 60 chapters. So in that one particular chapter, I had an opportunity to write a chapter in that particular book. So it was kind of a prestige for me for writing a book chapter. So that kind of opportunity I got, and the seniors above me, like Bubadi Ram, so they were like 20, 23 passed out. 2022 passed out. So they were helping me in writing the book chapter. They were teaching me. So these are the steps you have to do to write the research article, to write the book chapter. So this is how actually I entered CI, Center for Additive Manufacturing, like writing the book chapter. So everyone was in lockdown in my batch until the second year, mid of the second year, right? But like my professor from Center for Additive Manufacturing asked me to come to the college in the first year itself. So even in lockdown, I was catching the buses and I was going. So before starting the college, I started to go into lab. I started to go to college and started to work. So these are the steps which I was doing in the college. My first experience was. Then I started to publish research articles. So before publishing research articles, right, I need to have a core knowledge and the core subdomain knowledge in what I'm going to do. So posing the interest is important. So if you do something which you are not interested, obviously you're not going to your 100% in that. So I found what I'm interested in. I trained myself in both analytical, simulation, and experimental wise. Then I started to write research articles. So this is how like it started in my college. Then doing all these stuffs, I gained a lot of experience and knowledge, and I built my portfolio up together. Then I went into IIT Kanpur. Right now, I am in materials engineering think metal. So this is how it started, Marketing.
So you get into a lot of unique opportunities. So
Yeah,
apart from all of this, like when we think of intern, we usually get into a ஒரு software company மாதிரி பார்த்து போலாம் அப்படின்னு. But you
yeah.
got into IIT Kanpur. How did IIT Kanpur happen, and who gave you that hint that IIT Kanpur is taking research interns? அதெல்லாம் யார் சொன்னாங்க? எப்படி இதெல்லாம் ஆரம்பிச்சிருது?
So actually, பார்த்தீங்கன்னா like நான் வந்து இந்த 4 years of engineering காலேஜ்ல லாட் ஆஃப் ப்ரொஃபஷனல் டெவலப்மெண்ட் க்ரோத்ல நான் போய் ஆக்சுவலி நேஸ்காம் டெக்கேட் ஈவெண்ட் அட்டன் பண்ணேன். ஐ வாஸ் கோயிங் டு மோர் கான்ஃபரன்சஸ். ஐ வாஸ் அட்டெண்டிங் மோர் ஒர்க் ஷாப் அண்ட் ஐ வாஸ் ஆல்சோ ரெப்ரசென்டிங் சிஐடி and also Center for Manufacturing, lot of places. So the main thing which I got from those things were the connections, healthy connections I got. So a lot of IIT professors who come to this particular conferences, right? So while I was talking with them, they were actually surprised, like undergraduate students taking interest in research, doing stuff, doing the things which should be done by PhD and master students. So those things has been done by undergraduate students. They were surprised. And they were actually, I was more interested in having a conversation with them. So I approached them, I talked with them. So that's how I got the healthy connection between them, right? So after getting the healthy connections, there was a particular situation where I want to gain experience. Right now, I gain knowledge. I have like some research articles with me. I also wrote a book chapter which is about to get published, and I also did projects. I went to like experimental stuff and everything, right? So I want a place where I have to practically do it. Other than CAT and Center for Manufacturing, I want to go outside and I have to see the opportunity. So like that, when I see like IIT is the top reference where people are talking, right? Because they have good research facility, not because of the college or something like that. They have good research facility, right? So what I thought is that it is, of course, it's an international institution. So I started to look for the opportunities over there. Just because I have good connections over here, I started to put mail for the IIT professors who I know who are predominantly working in additive manufacturing. So I have to work in a domain where I'm familiar with it and where I will also have a box to grow up, right? So actually, to be frank, I got like internship opportunity in 5 IITs, namely IIT Mandi, IIT Kanpur, IIT Delhi, and I also got in IIT Madras, and I also got opportunity in Triple IT DM, so Indian Institute of Information Technology and Digital Manufacturing. So they are in Jabalpur. So in this 5 institution, I got the opportunity. So while I was searching, I was doing like searching like who is predominantly working and who is like doing properly. When it comes to that, IIT Kanpur was the leading institution in India who were having so much research opportunities and so much research activities which was going on. So the professor which I'm going to work under, that's the main thing which I look around. So he was Professor Arvind Kumar. So he completed his PhD from IIC Bangalore and he completed his PDF, which is above PhD. He completed it from France. So he was in a top-notch position and he also became a professor recently, like before 2 years back. So he was doing more works in additive manufacturing. I thought, okay, if I go work under him, I'll be having like more knowledge and more professional development growth over there. So I went there. I actually mailed him. So he did some background check. He saw my research and portfolios and all, and resume and all. So I also got a letter of recommendation from ex-dean from our college. So he's not right now in the institution. He was a dean in our college like 2 years back. So I got a letter of recommendation from him. So after getting letter of recommendation, I sent everything through mail. The professor were like, okay, you are good, your profile is good. I would like to give you an opportunity in doing research over here in IIT Kanpur. He took care of the stay for me. He actually booked a hostel inside the IIT Kanpur itself for me, and I also had the possibilities of eating mess food itself inside. So all these facilities was there. So I thought that okay, having so much research opportunities, so much research facility over there, why can't I use it? Just go give it a try. Whatever happen, let it happen. Just go and give it a try. So I went there for 1.5 months. I went there. So it was a great opportunity over there. I learned so much different things over there. So when I was sitting in front of professor, I was able to only meet him like 4 days once. So he was very busy. I have to do my works, everything, and I have to meet him with the appointment, or I have to schedule it before itself, and I have to meet him weekly once or 4 days once. So he will be asking for the update, and he was so imaginary. He was asking me to like simulate an microstructure. I don't know, like many of them here could understand what is microstructure, but microstructure, he asked me to simulate a microstructure and see how the crack propagates on it. So more technical way of stuff he asked me to do. And without the help of seniors over there, I wouldn't have been done this. I was sitting with the people who were pursuing PhD for 4 to 5 years. So that much experienced guy, I was sitting around with them, and I was able to like have a conversation with them. They were teaching me stuff, and I was also learning by myself. Whatever you do, self-learning is the best thing which you can bring out yourself outside. So you have to self-learn everything. Like whatever you do, you learn by yourself. People can give you the pathway how to learn, but they can't actually teach you how, like these are the things you have to learn. They can't put the knowledge stuff inside you, right? They can give you what are all the things to learn. You should learn it by yourself. So this is something which I came to know, and I learned everything by myself. So this is how I got my IIT internship opportunity over there.
Okay, since we talk about research, so
Yeah,
நிறைய first year students are very, second year students are very interested to publish their research papers like you.
yeah.
But we don't know what the process is. எப்படி start பண்ணி எப்படி போறது அப்படின்னு many of us doesn't know. So could you please walk us through the process of publishing a research paper at CIT, and also the do's and don'ts? Like you must have experienced the don'ts.
Yeah.
இதெல்லாம் பண்ணக்கூடாது அப்படி சொல்லி. So
Hmm.
அதுலயும் could you please explain us?
Okay, so publishing a research article will be a huge pain. To be frank, it's a huge pain. But still, the credits you get out from that research article is tremendous. Seriously, while writing the research article, I didn't feel anything. Before writing the research article, so I didn't feel anything. But after publishing a research article, people see those things what I do, and they actually personally texted me, congratulate me. The professor also, they were like, "This is a really good research article which you publish over here, and congratulations for it." The credit is tremendous over there. So for publishing a research article, so what are the steps you have to follow? I'll just give you like quick steps. What are the things you have to do over there? So first of all, identify a research topic. So the interest and relevance. These are the points which will bring it out like the maximum output from that one. If you're from AML department, if you're from mechanical, if you're from mechatronics, doesn't matter what domain you are in and what department you are in. Find the interest what you have to work in. There are people from mechanical who wanted to work in artificial intelligence and machine learning. So there are some people from mechanical who wanted to be a software developer of a mechanical oriented software. So there are like lot of cross domains which is going on. So find the domain which you are interested in. So choose a topic that you are passionate about, and this is relevant to your particular field. It should be also relevant. Like for a mechanical department, if I want to be a software developer, you have to find a relevant field according to it. So go to a mechanical company, find an internship, stay as a software developer, do stuff over there. So that one, find the interest. So this will be the first thing. Then do is the fundamental knowledge which you will get throughout your research purpose. Do a literature review. So once you get a particular interested topic, right? Do a literature review. How people have been done the research oriented stuff in this particular domain. Go to Google Scholar, type your research topic. Like if you're going to take, for example, like what could I say? If you are taking like welding. So welding, you all know what is welding, right? So if you type welding, there are people doing research in welding. Like in what particular material you are interested in doing welding, right? Type that also. See how people have been doing, what are the characterization they have done, what are the research work they have done, like the novel works, what I have done. Do a literature review. Study all the research, literature or the review papers, what all they have done. Read all the things and collect the data. So these are the research works, what they have done. Right now, after gaining all these knowledge and fundamentals, you have to come up with a new problem statement. This is what they come formulate a research question or a problem statement. So, what is the problem faced in the real life application in your domain? take out the problem statement, see what all the problem statement has been going on right now in the industry, and bring up a novel solution for it. So this is where your research problem comes out. So you take a research problem, you actually find a solution for it. Okay, so you take a research problem, you find a solution for it. Between this, you have to do lot of steps. I will explain you those steps right now. So while formulating a research question, right, you have to be very clear. You have to be very careful. You have to also focus on the domain what you are doing. Okay, so you have to be clear, focused, and researchable. The first point, the topic what you are taking should be researchable. All you should be able to get the sources and the resources what you are going to get it from the Google, right? So if there is not, if you are going to take a topic which doesn't have a resource in the Google, so what is the purpose of doing it? So at the initial stage, it will be like this. After going, seeing the facility around, you will come to know this research topic can be done using these facilities. Then you can go with new problems again. First, the topic what you're taking should be researchable. Okay. So next one, you have to design your research, the methodology. I know you all know what is methodology, right? Research on the research methods, whether you're going to do a qualitative research or a quantitative research or an experimental research or a simulative research. So you have to find methodology of your particular research, what you are going to do. You have to put a steps on things, what you have to do, right? Then the data collection. Once you produce your methodology, you have to collect the data which is required for you. For example, if you're going to do, like, lot of people, like, even though they are in the engineering departments, they want to do their research in the management stuff, right? Like HR stuff, all this human research stuff are there, right? Those people will conduct surveys and collect the data. People like our engineers, what we do is that we do experiments and collect the data. Okay, so actually, first of all, plan how you will collect the data. Whether you will do a survey, or you will do the experiment, or you're going to do a simulative research in the software, or you're going to train a software or train a module. So you have to plan according to that how you are going to collect the data, right? So this will be the third step. The fourth step is that right now, so once you design your research, you have to conduct the research. In conduct the research, the first thing, the main thing what you have to do is that ethical consideration should be there. This is very important because obtaining the necessary ethical approvals and ensure the ethical treatment of the participants is very important over here. So once the once the research has already been done, there is no use in doing it again, right? So you should not also collect the data which has been like confidential with others, right? You should not collect and you should not publish. So those ethical considerations are there. You have to keep those things in your mind and you have to systematically collect your data and organize them. Okay. So ethical is very important in publishing a research article. So keep that in mind, everyone. So then, so right now you have collected your data and you have conducted your research. You have organized your data, right? Next, you have to analyze the data. So while analyzing the data, you have to use a appropriate statistical method. So for example, if you are going to train a module, you have to get like hundreds and thousands of data to train that module, right? So after organizing them, you have to see a method to train that particular module. So all this will be the analyzing of the data, right? So after doing all the research, getting the conclusion, getting the result data at the end, you will be standing in a place where you'll be having the data. At the end, you'll be having the data, right? So here comes writing the research article, writing the paper. So while writing the research article, you need a structure. So follow a clear structure. You have to always start with the abstract, then go on with the introduction, then you have to do a literature review. So what are the literature review you did like while doing all the stuff, right? All the stuff you have to write it here. Then after that, you have to put a methodology. What are the methodology you have studied, you have brought a plot, right? That is so that should be also come in a research article. Then will be the results and discussion. What are the results and discussion which you brought on the outcome, which you got in the experimental data? Bring all those steps here. Yeah, it should be very concise. It should be concise and it should be clear and simple so that whoever reading your research article, they should understand what research you have been doing, right? So all those things will be come under the result and discussion. After that, the conclusion. So you are taking a real life application problem, right? At the end of the day, you have to write, this is the solution for this particular problem faced by this particular application. You have to write it throughout this in your conclusion. So all the people will directly come to the conclusion and they will read it. What are the outcomes you have brought with them? So conclusion you have to write. At the end of the research article, you will complete it with the reference. In the reference, what you will be writing is that you will be actually citing the articles and the information which you got from data, right? For example, like already there is a research article where the data which I need is there. So you have to cite that particular article at your end of the paper as reference that you have used the data from that particular paper. So like that, you have to mention reference from wherever the data from wherever the knowledge you are gaining, right? All those things will come under the reference. So this is the end part of the writing the paper, right? try to avoid the plagiarism. So plagiarism is the most important thing after writing the research article. So plagiarism is nothing but there is a software, authenticate software, where you will upload your paper after writing the introduction, everything, right? You will be having a set of data, right? So after uploading the paper, it will check whether you have copied it from some other paper or you have copied it from some other internet access, like copying paste the content. It will check and it will show you the plagiarism in percentage. So if it's below 10 percentage, then it is acceptable to publish a research article. If the plagiarism percentage is above 10 percentage, it is not acceptable to publish. So what you have to do, you have to reduce the plagiarism. Mostly try to write the article in your original context and original content. Don't try to copy and paste from other things and most of the stuff, right? But there are some words, for example, like technical words. If it's a software, you can only call it as a software, right? Those things will also show the plagiarism, but you can't do anything with that. That's why they have given you allowance of 10 percentage of plagiarism, where you can have in your particular this thing in your research article. Okay. So when it comes to master thesis, we are writing final year projects, right? For final year project, we will be having the report, right? So in university, we don't have this process, but in IITs, they have this particular procedure where they will also scan their particular this thing also report also. So the report thing also should not be copy and pasted. It should be also originally scripted. So that much difficulties you'll be facing once you're doing your masters or undergraduate in your IIT. So if the plagiarism is below 10%, your report is accepted. But at some point, you won't be able to do this stuff, right? Your plagiarism went till 15%, and you are not able to deduce any kind of plagiarism over there. So these are the technical terms. There are so many technical terms. They will mail to their professor, the professor to mail to the Indian Association, the Education Association, that they have to say that, look, this particular paper is having so many technical words and so many technical texture and structure, so that the plagiarism until 15%. So if it's below 15%, you can ask the permission, but above 15% is not acceptable. So these are the things which you'll be facing in IITs while you're doing your master's or PhD or undergraduate kind of stuff, right? So once you write the article, you'll look at the plagiarism. If the plagiarism is below 10%, it's ready to publish, right? It's ready to upload in a journal. So here comes, actually, it's a very big process. I know I'm talking too much, but yeah, after writing the research article, there comes the publishing the research article. That's even more pain than the writing the research article, actually, because here you have to choose the right journal to upload your paper. Because if a journal is based on the IT department and you're going to upload a mechanical oriented paper over there, obviously it's going to get rejected, right? So finding the right journal is very important over here. So the scope and the audience is very important. Like for example, like select a journal that aligns with your research topics and target audience. So if you're going to take a journal which is like International Journal of Pressure Vessels and Piping, so in that particular journal, go search for the paper like topics what you're going to do, right? So search for the topics and do the stuff and see whether the articles, whether the research which is being done by you as same like relevant topics has already been published over there. Look at those things. Also, you have to do a review on the journal also. You have to see whether your article will be published there or not. So you have to look also that one. So this is one important scope, right? Scope and like audience you have to see. The next one is the impact factor. Impact factor is actually a grade system. For example, if a student is getting A grade, you will say that he's studying good, right? If a student is getting C grade, you will say that he didn't study properly. Like that, every article is having a score which is known as impact score. The more the impact score, the good the journalist. So there are actually several categories in journal itself, like ACI publication, Scopus publication, then national journal, international level journal. So there are like so many things. In that, SCI Science Citation Index is the topmost priority and topmost quality index in the overall research publication stuff. So find an article which is really good, high in impact factor, and which is relevant to your particular product, right? Which is your particular topic. So look on the relevance. Everything is there to upload a research article, right? So this is how you come into a journal. So this is how you publish a research article. And there is also submission process also. It's a very big process actually. So that's why we are actually getting the guidance from the professor, right? As a student
Okay.
going through this much process in a single category won't be like it will be time consuming. It will take like 2 years more to publish a research article. That's why we actually see a professor from CIT who is doing research in your interested field. So there was the dean, which I said, which I got from recommendation of letter, right? He was working in additive manufacturing. So I went under him and I asked him like, sir, can you guide? Can you guide me for this particular thing? He said that sure. People, professors in CIT are really eagerly waiting to help us all. So I found this one really like good and happy when I come to know that professors are ready to help us in the research activities. So if you don't want to struggle all this by alone, go a professor, see a professor who is working in your particular research domain, address them, the problem statement you are coming up with. You can also work under them. So all these stuffs will be there. So these are the process you need to publish a research article.
ஓகே ஸோ
Hmm.
வி நோ ஒரு ஹையர் ஸ்டடீஸ்னா வந்து ரிசர்ச் ஆர்டிகல்ஸ் எவ்வளவு முக்கியம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி
Hmm.
ஸோ யூ ஆல்சோ வேர் eager to do your higher studies when you
Yeah.
joined college but now you're placed at think metal so research articles think metalல உங்க பிளேஸ்மெண்ட்ல எவ்வளவு உங்களுக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுச்சு
So actually, நானும் high studiesல give up பண்ணல actually. ஏன்னா because like வந்து நான் actually இப்போ என்னன்னா 1 year I'm taking a break for gaining experience
Okay.
actually. So this September is an intake for high studies, right? I completed in April 2024. So the next intake is September, which is the fall intake. The next intake will be summer intake, which is in January. I'm planning to go in the January intake right now. So what I'm doing is that I'm searching for the colleges and I'm searching for the institutions which is doing really good research works in my domain. I want to work in aerospace engineering, right? So
Okay.
first, let me start with the high studies. Then I will tell you how I got this job. Okay. So
Okay.
while searching for the colleges, don't look too much into the QS rankings. First, that can be also priority, but don't keep it as your first priority. The first priority should be that particular college is feasible or is like good for the departments you are taking. People see QS ranking, right? So if you see, for example, like everyone know Harvard University, right? Harvard
Mm.
University, when it comes to college QS ranking, it's in second place below MIT. But when you see for the engineering, mechanical, and aeronautical and manufacturing together, they are in the 10th place. So look at the difference. So they are in overall college ranking, they are in second place because that college also have the advocate department. It also have management department. It also have science department. It also have mathematics department, right? The schools, there will be like many schools into a single university over there. So people who are going to study in abroad, look out for the your department, how they are doing in that particular institution. Are they well doing in the are they well doing in the research field? What you are going to work. So look all these stuffs also over there, right? So publishing a research article, how it will be useful for you in higher studies? Seriously, it will be very useful because when you go to an interview, frankly, when you go to an interview, if you sit, people will be asking for your resume. You will show your resume, right? So while showing your resume, they will see like you got this much score, you got this much, you have done this much experience and everything done, right? So you will be putting, I have done this course, I have learned this one, learn this one, learn this one. Until the end, you will be putting learn, learn, learn. So the one question what they will ask is that, okay, you learned all this. I believe you that you know all this. At which particular place you have practically applied this knowledge? So this is one important thing which they ask. So you can show this one in two ways. One is the internship and the experience which you gain. Because in internship you are going to work, right? You will be showing your knowledge over them. The second thing is research article. Research article is the highest proof to show that you have like good research, good knowledge in the particular domain what you are working in. So publishing a research article, I said you right how to publish a research article. It's a really big process. So people know how tough it is to publish a research article. So people know that how much effort you have put into the knowledge which you have gained in that particular domain, right? So it will be very useful for it. Because in an interview, if you talk more than 40 to 45 minutes, obviously you will be selected. Because if they are interested in you, obviously they will talk for more time, right? So the content you need to speak for more than 40 to 45 minutes, you need it into yours. You actually need to talk, right? So you have done the project, finally a project. You have got like say that you have got like 9.2 CGPA. You are like really good student, good student, and you are topper in your university and everything. So in interview, how much time you can talk all these stuff? Maybe for 10 minutes you can talk, maximum 10 to 12 minutes you can talk. What about the other 30 minutes? You need stuff to talk in those 30 minutes, right? That's where this internship, this research articles, and the project work, what and all you are going to do will come under. So it's very important. How I got into this think model, right? Actually, I got placed in 5 companies in our college. So all
Okay.
5 companies were in different domains. It was very interesting for me for attending all this, right? So I'm from a mechanical department. I got placed into a software company as a software engineer. So I was like, you know how I got into that? Because I did a research. I also published a research article in AIML in a deep learning
Okay.
process. So that's the reason. He actually saw that research article in my resume and he was asking that what you did in this. I talked for 20 to 25 minutes what I did. He also asked me questions in programming language and everything. I was able to answer it because I did a research in that, right? So because of that one particular research article and one particular project, I got placed into that particular company. So even though I'm from a mechanical department, they give preference to the mechanical student before a computer science student. So
Mm.
having a particular project or particular research article for the domain which you're going to pursue is very important. So that's how important is this particular thing which you can do in your high studies and both in placement. So Think Metal actually it is not the company which I offer which I got in the college. I got this offer from outside. I applied through LinkedIn actually. So while applying, people you all have to apply in LinkedIn actually. So LinkedIn is the good platform to apply for jobs, seek for internship, look for the process what are going in upcoming industry in future, which particular domain is going to develop and grow, so that you can jump to the other domains and you can actually see how will the domain which you are interested in is going. So all this you can actually keep a track on the LinkedIn, right? So while applying the LinkedIn, it went up to like 3 rounds. So actually, it's a startup. It's a tech-based startup which is being funded by 100x VC for 2.5 crore or 3 crore. Actually, they funded for that particular company. So I was like, okay, it's a startup which is being funded properly and they are working really good. So I actually applied for a materials engineer role over there. They are actually a professor from SRM came into the interview to ask questions in me. He actually asked me questions in my research article. So they were like, okay, this is the R&D role, Sharan. So you should have the experience of working in research. And you should have been developed yourself so that you are like fit to work in this particular research and development team in our particular company. So I showed him my research article. He asked me questions. He asked me to draw the carbon cycle, everything related to my research, related to the additive manufacturing. Actually, I'm working in a company which is actually additive manufacturing startup. So I actually studied additive manufacturing. I pursue additive manufacturing. Right now, I'm working in an additive manufacturing company. So I am proud of myself that people used to say, right? I studied in some department and I'm working in some other company. It's like a
Mm.
huge pain, like that they used to say, right? But I'm really proud to say that I studied this particular thing and I'm working in the same domain which I'm interested in. I'm working on. So that's how I actually searched for IT manufacturing role in the particular in the LinkedIn, and I got this role. I attended this interview. Research actually gave me a big hand to get into this particular interview because there was a actually 120 members applied for the job. There was a guy who was having like 9 CGPA. My CGPA is somewhere around 8.5. So he got more grade than me, but my skills played a major role over there. My skills and my particular research thing played a major role over there. So all these things helped me to get that particular job. So grades doesn't matter. Grades matter until you go into the interview. It's a key for the opening for the gate where you have to go into the interview. Once you go in, the main thing which makes a major role is that your skills, your research, and your projects. So keep that one in mind, and you all can do it.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
how is life at Think Metal now, coming from a CIT college and coming அந்த transition எப்படி இருந்துச்சு இப்போ எப்படி
Uh,
இருக்கு?
so actually, I think so. Like students can think like, Anna, why Anna is speaking like boomer right now? Because like actually, college is the most comfortable space which you can go through your whole life. To be frank, seriously, once you come to the office, you have a commitment to work. In college, you can be like, I will take today leave, and I will go to like some other places, or I'll stay in the home, I'll take rest. But it's not like that in the company. It's like you have a commitment, and you should have a like how should I say? You will be having a task to complete in a particular specified time, right? So college is like it was good. I haven't attended any classes in the college to be frank. Always I'll be in the lab every day. Really, my HOD, my professors, everyone gave me huge support. They were giving me on duty. They were believing me. Okay, this guy can come in the UPC. He can sit. He can learn. He is able to get good scores. So they believe in me. They gave me like on duty every day. Literally every day I was in the lab, right? So every day I was in the lab. I was doing research. I will be doing stuff, everything. I went outside by representing our college, representing our Center for Anti Manufacturing everywhere. That gave me a huge kind of confidence and gave me a way to develop a conversation between the professionals. So this is very useful for me in my job, right? So I have been surrounded by professional colleagues, right? So right now, if I go and represent Pig Metal in some other places, people will be coming in front of me to talk with me, right? At that time, I should not hesitate. So this particular experience I gained in college itself. So like the office life is also good because I work in a startup. I don't have a dress code. I can go in like t-shirts. I can go in jeans pants. That thing is not that. It's a cool job where I'm working in because I want to. I actually want my personal space timing to prepare for high studies also, right? I go and sit in big companies. I actually got placed in JSW also. You know, JSW is a very big company. I got that offer through
Yeah.
college only. But I rejected that because it was in some other place. I won't be comfortable enough to do my own personal stuff, research work, to pursue my high studies, right? So I took this particular startup work, which is nearby with a good package. I took this one, and it's really good to work. I have very feasible time, and I right now we are actually it's a deep tech startup. This startup is actually doing we are doing a thing which is done by the no one has done this one in India. Only this thing has been accomplished in Germany and US. We are the first one in India to do it, and I'm actually happy to be part of that right now because being in a company which is rapidly developing will also ensure my development also. I'll be also
Mm.
developing with the company. So I thought that okay, this would be a good place for me to work on, and it's good. I'm really happy for what I'm doing right now, and I'm not only working in the company. I'm also continuing my research in the college also. I'm Center for Manufacturing.
Oh,
Even though I relieved as undergraduate researcher, I'm still working with the
yeah.
professor. I'm still working with the IIT professors right now. IIT content professor. We are still continuing the
Yeah.
research.
That's great to hear. So
Yeah.
Sanjay from our meeting wants to ask a question. So
Okay.
how competitive is your workplace at Think Metal?
Very, very competitive because I'm the only Tamilian over there. I'm the only guy who's from Chennai
Okay.
over there. So I have people working from Jammu and Kashmir who came from Jammu and Kashmir and Punjab, Chandigarh, Kerala. So one guy is from Assam. So people are from different places. So that also gave me exposure of working in a different environment. I was surrounded by the local people over here there. So their people are from different places, and it's very competitive because people who plays in my company with me as an intern were from Triple IT Noida, from Chandigarh University, from Chandigarh, and there also a girl from CEG campus, which is an university main campus also. So it is a very competitive thing, and it's also a developing company. So we are all learning together. We are all applying our knowledge, what all we gained before in our college days. We are applying it. According to that, we are actually developing ourselves. We are learning new stuffs over there. So right now, I'm a materials intern over there, right? So it's a 3D printing company, obviously. So we also make filament. We also make the 3D printer. We also make the sintering furnace for it. I work on the part where I'm going to do the filament. So we are creating a new material over there. So that's why I said that we are the first one to do it in India. So we are creating a material which has not been manufactured by anyone in India. While doing that
Okay.
one, I've been working in filament production in my college, but I've been working in small loads. But when it comes to like company, it's a big batch of manufacturing which I'm doing right here, and it's very competitive too, Sanjay. So not only here, everywhere in every company you will be facing this competitive. Everywhere you'll be facing this.
Okay. And
Yeah,
also Ashwin wants to ask, what inspired you to pursue research?
yeah. What inspired me to pursue research? So this takes me a nostalgic moment where I went to my school days. So in my school days, I actually participated in many kind of like maths fairs and science fairs. So one of the maths fair where I participated in my 11th standard. So I actually gave a concept which is known as curvature of surfaces. So it's a mathematical concept which I brought into a real life application. You know Google Maps, right? So Google Maps
Yeah.
will show you the distance between one place to another place. So
Okay.
from here to the next area, you can calculate in a linear way. But from one continent to another continent, you cannot like calculate the distance, right? Because Earth is not flat; it's sphere. So you have to calculate the whole overall curvature, right? After calculating the curvature, you have to bring it into distance. Then you have to put it in the Google Maps. So this is the kind of a real life application. A lot of real life application was there. I applied this one like hyperbolic, parabolic shapes. Lot of steps were there when I was doing the maths work. So there was a judge from IIT Madras. I still remember him. He came to the my maths fair and he was asking me like he's a judge over there, right? So I was presenting this in front of him. So he actually said that so this is not kind of showing off or something, but still, he actually said me that I have never seen a school student explaining a mathematical concept in this kind of oral manner. Because I was able to bring out a differential equation, and actually make it relate to the real life application overall to the real life application, whatever I'm bringing out, and I was able to explain him. I was able to bring out the new kind of this curvature of the space in the dimension. So I was like speaking all the steps and that. He was like, okay, I actually want to meet you in IITs. I also wanted to meet you here and there. So he actually gave me a brisk confidence in myself that you can do research stuff, you can do project stuff. So this was a starting thing. This was the starting which gave me like emotions to pursue research over there. And actually, this is really a good coincidence. When I went to a conference in I think so in NIT, I went to a conference. So in that conference, I actually met him. He's actually retired right now. So I was like introducing myself, sir. Actually, you came to this particular school for this particular thing. You were my motivation for the research which I'm pursuing right now. He was happy for that. So it was like a nostalgic experience which I had. So doing research, I come to know that doing research should be like better for my particular portfolio. And I love doing research, learning new stuff, learning new things. Like those were the things which was like really cool and stuff to do, right? And there is one small quote which I would like to say is that which I studied a long back when I was in my first year or second year. So education is not the learning of facts. So you are learning books, right? So education is not the learning of facts, the training of the mind of the way you are thinking. So the way you think, you are training your mind, right? That is education. It's not like learning facts and saying the facts kind of like on. According to the application, according to the problem which is going on, you have to have a critical thinking mind where you will be able to see it in a different kinds of way and an innovative way also to actually get a cure for that particular problem, find a solution for that one. So this is how I got into research, and this is how I started to do works and stuff. Yeah. So you could
Great.
also, if you also, yeah, Ashwin. So if you also want to like start research, like you'll find the inspiration between doing the research and kind of stuffs. So if you have any doubts, I'm there to help you guys and everyone. Yeah.
So yeah, we could see that you had a very diverse career. இப்போதுல இருந்தே first yearல இருந்தே research and then placement, everything is very
Yeah.
diverse. So
Yeah.
I know you had a lot of time in labs and stuff, but apart from being in placement cells and lab, what was the fun thing that you had in college? What was your fun element in college?
One element in
One of your
college.
core memories, maybe.
Research was fun. Actually, to me, research was fun. I was going around to the places. Look, I went to Mumbai for an NASCOM TechEd event where I was able to meet the CEO of Microsoft India. So Anand Maheshwari, I was able to meet him. I was able to meet the president of Capgemini. I was able to meet people from Meta. I was able to meet a lot of TechEd events. So that was
Okay.
I was having a really great fun over there. And I went to City conference. I also went for workshops in many colleges. So
Yeah.
these were the fun things which I did. But apart from research, if you ask me, means there was a group which is known as Lumos. You know, Magati, you know very well Lumos, right? So there was
We know.
the yeah. So this particular group, I came into this particular group and I actually started to organize the events. So there was one big event, Hikar no Matsuri, anime event, which we actually did, right? So it was actually that's where I actually saw what is fun when it comes to other than
Okay.
research. So really, like we were like facing problems with each other. The students, we were facing each other in promotions, in sponsorship, in organizing the events and everything. But still, we all had fun overall the night. We were like having fun organizing the events. We were able to meet students from other colleges, and we were having fun working over there. And Takshashila is very fun. So I won't work in Takshashila, to be frank. I just want to go on the end of the Takshashila day, just enjoy with my classmates a dance party because we also have DJ nights, right? I will enjoy around, I will go around, I will dance around. So it was really great having in Takshashila. And I also this in my final year I was the sponsorship head for mechanical symposium, Megas.
Okay.
So there also we were like working together. We had fun with each other. It was really great time which was having. So basically, I'm a day scholar, right? But I wasn't acting like a
Yeah.
day scholar. I was sleeping in the lab for week and week doing research stuffs and playing with my friends,
Oh,
going around with my friends. I play football. So all these stuff. Actually, it's our how could I say? It's Actually, it's our responsibility. We are responsible for having our own personal time and having professional
yeah.
time. We have to
Okay.
bring out our own personal space for ourselves. So that's very important. No one is going to give the personal space for us, right? We have to be the one
Yeah.
who should give the personal space for ourselves. So do works, do academic work. At the same time, also enjoy the work what you do. So at this time, like a small thing which comes to my mind is that people actually used to say, Magati, like success is the key to the happiness, right? That is literally very wrong. Success is not the key to the happiness. happiness is the key to the success, actually. So if you love what you're doing, you will be successful. So that's what
Yeah.
which strikes my mind. Like if I'm doing something which I love, obviously I'm going to give my 100% efficient over there, right? So I
Of
enjoy
course.
myself doing research and playing with my friends, going around. Lumos really gave me a bigger, like how could I say? Lumos gave me a big group of friends to me, where they will be like asking me like, Hannah, how are you doing? Like how the things are going on. They will check me like week to week. So those small things are like really happy to be here. So yeah, that thing was really good. The impact, the Lumos group is like really fun in the college.
So, is there anyone who wants to ask a question to Saranana, like
Yeah,
from the attendees? Uh, yeah. Is there any place for quantum physics in CIT? Ashwin wants to ask.
yeah. There's a actually Center for Quantum Science, right, in CIT. If you go to the ILP
Yeah.
center in the first floor, actually that is why Center for Advanced Manufacturing is also present. So if you see next to the incubation lab, you'll be able to see a lab which is known as Center for Quantum Science. There are like 3 to 4 professors who are working there, who actually did their PhD from Taiwan. They are not from India, professor. They actually came from Taiwan. So you can go there, you can talk to the professors over there, you can ask them to help you around there. Yeah, there is actually a place where you can do quantum physics and quantum science over there. There are a lot of opportunities in CIT. The thing is that we have to put efforts and we have to search the opportunity. The opportunity doesn't come for us. And the seniors in CIT are like really very good friendly. Actually, you can also ask Shubhavi, like seniors in the CIT, there is no rudeness or nothing. They help me a lot. So if I'm here, seniors are also a kind of a reason for me being here. Yeah,
Yeah, no, so we have certain questions from G Farm,
yeah,
which
yeah,
we
sure.
circulated. They
Yeah.
were asking about certain technical questions,
Sure,
so
sure,
I would
sure,
like to
sure.
pick
Okay.
some of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a minute.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Take your time.
Um, yeah, so one question is that, what are the best practices for integrating multimodal data to enhance
Mm.
NLP tasks? They were asking this one.
Okay, NLP is natural language programming, right? Or processing, right? That's
Yeah.
the thing, right? NLP. Yeah, actually, I have like experience in working in this particular thing. Thank God he asked the question, which I already know when it comes to technical way. So look, is he mentioned like anything like apart from this question, or this is the basic
Yeah,
question which he
text,
asked?
multimodal data and text, image, and audio to enhance the
Yeah.
NPL tasks.
Obviously. So actually, you'll be data curating with text, image, and audio, right? So there are like particular steps and process which you have to follow to do this particular product, to do NLP tasks. So the first thing will be like the data pre-processing. This is not data processing. This is data pre-processing. So when it comes to text, you have to do like tokenization, normalization, and embedding of other particular sources or resources to your text. And you have to cut the words into you have to cut the sentence into words or subwords, and you have to keep the data separately when it comes to text. So when it comes to image, you should be resizing and normalizing the image, because all the image won't be like in the same size, right? You have to bring it to a standardized size. So for that, you have to do resizing and normalizing also. After that, there is a process which is known as feature extraction. So when you extract the image, when you see the image will be having like if there is an image which contains the fruits, you have to extract the information from that the image is having a fruit in it. Okay, so for that you can use the softwares like BGG or CNNS, the central neural networking system is there, right? So the particular software which contains CNN, you can go for that thing and you can extract the features from that one. So when it comes to image, it's like this. And he also asked about audio, right? So when it comes to audio, you have to do resampling. The standardizing the sampling rate of the audio file. There will be like different KBs and spaces for the files, right? You have to actually resample it. So and you have to bring it to a standardized, particular, organized kind of stuff here. Then you have to do for noise reduction. While we record the audio, right, there will be a lot of background noises or some other noises which is going on, right? You have to actually reduce those noises also. So that thing will be also there. And here also you'll be doing a feature extraction, like a lady is speaking or a guy is speaking, or else like 2 to 3 people are speaking together. So these particular features you have to extract from the audio. So after doing all three these together, these are the things which is known as pre-processing, data pre-processing. So once you pre-process the data, take it and you have to align them and synchronize them into a particular data sheet. Here, what you'll be doing is that, like temporal alignment, you'll be doing like ensure the audio and videos are in the proper frames where you can merge them together. So all this alignment you'll be doing here in the second step. So after that, what you will be doing is that you need to look for the architecture of the model, what you are going to do. So in NLP, you will be producing a software or a model, right? So you have to see the architecture of this. So this architecture actually contains like three fusions, like early fusion, middle fusion. Middle fusion you can call it as interpretation fusion also, and there is also end fusion also. So in the early fusion, you will be fusing the words according to the flow. And when it comes to late fusion, what you're going to do is that you are going to take the image or the video, you are going to put the text on it, and you're going to showcase to it. So all the fusions can be done in the intermediate also. So these are the kind of module structure which you have to follow in NLP. Then training strategies actually like if you know about NLP, you will be also knowing the strategies to train the model, right? So you'll be having right now you are curated your data, right? Upload the train the data, teach the module according to the data, and ask it to train according to that. Right now, that will know that if I'm going to give a product like okay, if I'm going to take a 1 kg of tomatoes, how many apples should I get? So it will be having a set of trained data, right? If 5 apples into this kg, 10 apples into this kg. So it will give me a result accurately or approximately it will give me a result where I will be able to get this many apples will be 1 kg. So like this, you have to train, you have to do. After that, you should also evaluate your model. Okay. So you have to see,
Okay.
you have to run it 1,000 times, 10,000 times. You have to run it, and you have to see whether you are getting a proper result or not. So this is how the NLP actually goes around and comes around. If he is really eager into NLP, we have to like work on experience to it in the hands-on experience. You have to work on the
Okay.
software more than learning it. Make like working on the software will give him more knowledge and experience than learning it through the words and stuff.
Okay. So
Mm.
thank you for thank you for coming today and
Yeah, thank
giving
you.
us a lot of inputs on research and placements and everything. So a
Thank
lot
you.
will be really having this information. ஏன்னா யாருக்குமே ரிசர்ச் பேப்பர் எப்படி ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணி எப்படி எடுத்துட்டு போறதுன்னே காலேஜ்ல தெரியாம many first years are still there. So
Mm.
thank you so much for coming today, and we thoroughly enjoyed the session, Anna. So
Thank you so much.
is
Thank you
there
so much.
anything that you want to ask us?
No, no, no. Like, if there are any, like, I'm fresh from CIT going to join this year. What are the opportunities? Whom to approach? Last one question, sir. Ashwin, so actually, you're from which department? If you say from which department you are, if with my experience, if I'm able to give you like a particular thing, what you can do, I can actually say from which department you are from, actually, Ashwin? ECEACT. Yeah, actually, there is actually embedded system also, right? This year, not this year, like last year, they also had a COE signing with Center for Excellence signing with Capgemini also. Embedded system, VRAR room is also there with us. So it's not about like they will come towards you, okay? So you have to search for the opportunity. You have to ask your seniors, Anna, I'm like interested in this particular topic. Please tell me where I can go and learn this particular topic. Actually, there is also a solar wind energy lab in our college, right? Center for Excellence. It's really good and cool stuffs are there. Actually, I went there. I actually saw students working over there. So if you want to learn about the solar panels, how the systems and the semiconductors work over there, you can go. You can learn stuffs over go and learn stuffs over there, right? So you can go. Lots of opportunities are there in CIT because right now it's like research institute, right? The most of the center of excellence which are coming are research institute. You can go to our college website. You can see what are the research facilities which is there on CIT. Choose one. After you go to the college, you ask the professor or the your seniors. Go them. They are like very friendly. You can ask them. Okay. So in first year, mostly you will be in the class and you will be doing the stuffs and everything. Once you come into the department in the second year, you will be free out to work, and the professor will help you a lot. So that's where you can do.
Yeah, thank you so much, Anna. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
I hope we'll all see soon, Anna. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
so
yeah,
much
sure,
for the
sure.
meeting.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you very
Magati,
much.
actually giving me this kind of opportunity. I'm really very happy that you people call me because you actually saw there's something on me. There's something in
Yeah,
me you guys
yes.
actually saw, right? So thank you so much for
Uh,
recognizing me and
yeah,
acknowledging me. Sure, I'm really there to help all the juniors over here. If you guys want to like ask help from me, you can go to my LinkedIn ID because the Lumos actually posted the poster with my LinkedIn account, right? So
yeah.
you can go there, you can see my contact info over there, you can mail me, you can drop a mail. So I'm there to help you all guys because I have to give back what I got from my seniors, right? So I'm really happy to help you all. If you have any doubts, sure you can ask me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anna.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you, Magaji. Is it okay if I leave the meet right now?
Yeah, yeah, Anna. Thank you. Yeah,
Okay, okay. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you so much.